Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Escobar, Soviet Global Command 10.3. Okay, here's the tech. PGM, Advanced Logistics, Advanced ASF, Advanced Sonar. Yes on PGM and Sonar and Advanced Logistics. Oh, they did pretty good. They must have sent the right guys to Siberia. So they're on the board with stage 1 of PGM. Advanced Logistics is complete. And Advanced Sonar goes to stage 3. It's kind of like the line from Apocalypse Now. Martin Sheen was talking about Colonel Kurtz. He said he must have hit the right 3 guys, or right 5 guys, whatever. 3, I think. He must have hit the right 3 guys. Okay, global operations. I don't know that it's going to do them any good because of the overall situation, but because the Americans now possess West Libya, Soviets are going to try to get a defense treaty with Algeria. Again, I don't know that it's going to do them any good, but we'll see. So they're just going to use the 2 free dice. Okay, there's nothing nuclear to release. So that takes us to military aid. Spending 5 to send Warsaw Pact and next-gen MBT. They're not going to send him a Navy unit this time. 2 to send Iraq a pair of early-gen MBTs, since they do have a land connection to Iraq now via Anatolia. And then they're sending 2 fighters to India for 6. Wait, that can't be right. No. No, that can't be right. Their discount's only 4. That would make the cost of 2 fighters 8 instead of 6. All right. Then we're going to change this up. They're going to send them 1 fighter, which would be 2 with the discount. And then one fighter and okay. They're going to do 1 fighter and they're going to do an air cap. Why? Because the math worked out that way. Okay, there we go. Regular purchase. 10 on a pair of next-gen MBTs, 8 on 2 SSNs, 10 on a pair of early-gen MBTs and 2 early-gen fighters, 6 on a fighter, building 7 cruise missiles, 5 anti-ship missiles. combat movement. Alright, the Soviets are going to give it another go in Iran. So these two next-gen MBTs and this field artillery shooting chemical and this fighter are attacking Tabriz. I've got to get around the board because I can't reach otherwise. Then from Volgograd, we have 3 airborne that are going 1, 2, 3 into Tehran in airborne assault. Got a fighter going in there. Strategic bomber is going into carpet bomb. And we've called an audible. The backfire is coming over here to Tabriz, to carpet bomb. So get those off of there. Then the forces in Anatolia are going to make an unopposed attack into central Turkey to capture that. Everybody rolls right in there. Of course, no battle star for that. All right, then over here, the 3 SSNs here in M11 are each shooting a cruise missile 1, 2 into Marmara in a surgical strike. The major shipyard for eastern Ukraine, or the major air base, 1, 2, 3 to get in there, and then on this fleet card we have a cruiser and a destroyer that are each going to shoot 1 for a total of 6 cruise missiles going into Marmara in a surgical strike. There is 1 NATO and 1 American SAM there, so they're going to have 6 shots worth of missile defense. Oh, no way they don't. The Americans, those Americans, now wait a minute, we changed that, didn't we? Yeah, the American SAMs can still shoot, the American SAM can still shoot AMD in defense of their partner, but it has to be at 3 or less instead of 4. So there will be 6 AMD shots there. We come up north here. These 2 diesel boats from A9 are being dispatched 1, 2 into A7 to take care of that rather audacious, pesky NATO diesel boat that thinks he's going to block access to a port. I believe that. Oh, no, one more. The Soviets are also going to launch an ASAT attack against the American spy satellite. Okay, so we'll do this little naval combat first, and then we'll move back around the table. So we've got 2 Soviet diesel boats with first strike. And they both miss. The NATO boat He's going on silent running. Or will he? No, he's not. He is going to duke it out with him. So he also gets a first strike roll. He misses. Soviet boats go again. They miss. The NATO boat goes. Miss. Soviets. Miss. NATO. There is a hit. One Soviet boat goes to the bottom. The other one's been given a mission. He has to press on. So the Soviet attacks again. Miss. NATO defends. Soviet attacks. NATO defends. Soviet. NATO. Oh, there's the hit. NATO stood strong. He took out both of the Soviet attackers, and he is still blocking that port. So these non-combat arrows have to come off there, because that's not happening now. Excellent defense, NATO. Excellent defense. The Soviet hat is off to you, even though they're cursing you at the same time. All right, so next up will be the surgical strike on Marmara. So first off, we'll start with the lower guy. We got three AMDs by the American SAM. Yeah, they got one hit. And now the NATO SAM at full value. He missed. So one missile shot down, 5 get through. And there are 2 hits. Pair of 4s. So NATO boys decide they're going to take the 2 hits on 2 paramilitary. Not 3 or more, so they can't get a battle star for it. All right, then next we're going to have the Battle of Tabriz. So we have a field artillery shooting chemical at 1 because of the mountains. No, he missed. Okay, now we've got the backfire carpet bombing. He missed. 2 next-gen MBTs at 5. Yep, there's 2 hits, and that's what's needed. Go on and roll the fighter since he took the trouble to come along. He missed, but they got their 2 hits. So the 2 mechs defend and miss. So there is a land battle star for the Soviets. And we'll do everything at one time as far as roundels and putting units in. Okay, now we have the Battle of Tehran. That's a fighter, airborne, and a carpet bombing backfire. So we've got, because of mountains, we have 3 airborne at 2. Nothing. Backfire carpet bomb, or strategic bomber carpet bombs. Nothing. Fighter. This may not. Okay, there is a hit. Now, the fighter was on air superiority, and so is the defending fighter. So, that's 1 air hit for the Soviet. It's also going to be an air battle star for the Soviet. All right, now we have the defending fighter on air superiority. He misses. And 2 light infantry. They got 1 hit. It was a 2. So, come over here. The Iranian fighter is shot down as the air superiority casualty. And the Soviets are taking the strategic bomber as their general casualty. Okay, round 2. Three airborne and a fighter. There is a hit by the fighter, nothing by the airborne. So 2 defenders, and they got another hit. So 1 light infantry is dead, and the Soviets this time will take 1 airborne for their casualty. Go again. Two airborne and a fighter. Yep, everybody missed. Wait a minute. Was that orange? No, that orange was a 6. That's a hit. Yep, the orange was a hit of the 6. Tried to look at that too fast. Okay, so there's the defender, and that time he missed with an 11. There's another land battle star for the Soviets. That guy comes off. These 2 guys come off. The assistant chief of staff, or no, the deputy assistant chief of staff, is on sentry duty upstairs. He's sounding the alarm about something. Okay. It's going to be Soviets up 2 to 41. And I believe that is, oh no, that's not the end. Now we have to do the ASAT attack. A 1 does the job, so the American spy satellite goes on its side. Now that's the end of combat, so now we roll the diplomacy dice for Algeria. No, not even close. Just about as far away from it as you can get. They said, no, we don't want to be dragged into your business right now. Okay, that's the end of combat resolution. So now we'll have some non-combat movement. So, the air this fighter's going to land in Afghanistan. Along with this fighter, they're both landing in Afghanistan. And the backfire is also going to land in Afghanistan at that joint base. Make sure I don't have any. Nope, I don't have any planned non-combats down here. So now we'll come over here and you can see some arrows going way back around here. So this SAM from Murmansk is going to move 1, 2 down here to Akershus. The SAM from Leningrad is going to move 1, 2 to Nordland. There we are, very nice. The 2 air calves and the 2 attack choppers have a non-combat movement of 2, so they're going to fly 1, 2 from Akershus to Denmark. Actually, there's 3 attack choppers and 2 air calves. Fly over to Denmark. Then the Baltic fleet here in A13 moves down to A12. The frigate that's been parked in A14 for a while goes over to join up with them. These 2 airborne from Western Ukraine slide down here to Eastern Ukraine. And I believe that's it for non-combat movement. I believe it is. I'll just leave that right there for some unit placement. Okay, back at purchase to remind myself where this stuff needs to go. Well, it's all going. It's all going up north. So I get a hold of this plate. Just carry everything around here. Okay, for starters, 2 early gen fighters and 2 early gen MBTs are built in Western Ukraine. Then we have 2 next generation MBTs built down here in southern Caucasia. We have a fighter built here in eastern Ukraine. And then 2 SSNs here in A9 to join their brother. That's all units placed. So So now we're going to deliver aid. So as I said before, Anatolia gives the Soviets a land connection to Iraq. So these two early gen MBTs get deposited in the first zone they come to, which is Mosul. And then over here, in response to the American buildup in Diego Garcia, the Soviets fly a fighter into Hyderabad, and they fly an air cav into West Bengal. They heavy airlift him into West Bengal because they didn't use any of their heavy airlift for their own non-combat movement. And then the next gen MBT for Warsaw Pact. This one, they're allowed to drive through to whatever home country zone they want to deliver to. So he's going to East Germany. All right. Pick this up and take it back with us. Soviets just have to collect their money and their missiles. Let's get this stuff out of my hand. Okay, we said the Soviets are at 41. In this turn, they are getting 3 bonus. Soviets have been kind of light on the bonus this game. They've not been I guess doing some of the things they normally do to get more bonus. There's 44 on the money side. They add 3 more battle stars. So that's giving them 7 battle stars in the bank. And then here is their, well, that's a Warsaw Pact cruise missile. What was it doing in the Soviet container? So there's their missile production. Okay. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.